Good morning everyone, our group will present about punishment for corruption in Malaysia. And to begin, we'll talk about one of the most shocking corruption scandal, the 1MDB case. The One Malaysia Development, Berhad on 1MDB, was a government investment company launched in 2009. Its goal was to attract foreign investment and develop the country's economy. However, instead of to benefit the people, it became a huge corruption scandal involving billions of the ringgit being stolen. Thank you.
The 1MDB scandal caused serious damage to Malaysia's economy and reputation. Investigations showed that the funds were misused for personal luxuries such as properties, jewelry, and even film production in Hollywood. This case not only affected Malaysia but also caught the attention of countries like the United States, Singapore, and Switzerland. It became a lesson that corruption at any level can destroy the trust of the people and the image of the nation.
The first and most historic punishment for corruption in Malaysia was the case of former Prime Minister Najib Razak. In July 2020, Najib was found guilty on 7 charges related to the SRC International case, which involved abuse of power, criminal breach of trust, and money laundering. The case was investigated under the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC Act 2009, and it shows the seriousness of the government in fighting corruption.
Najib Razak was sentenced to 12 years of imprisonment and fined RM 210 million. This was the first time in Malaysian history that a former Prime Minister was punished for corruption. His conviction sent a strong message that no one is above the law, not even the country's leader. It proved that Malaysia's legal system is willing to take action against anyone who abuses public funds for personal gain.
Under the MSCC Act 2009, particularly Section 16, 17A and 23, anyone who gives or receives a bribe or abuses their position can face up to 20 years in prison and a fine that is 5 times the amount of the bribe, or at least RM 10,000 ringgit, whichever is higher. This punishment is not only to punish the offenders but also to serve as a warning to order that corruption will not be tolerated in Malaysia.
2034 to 2035, Malaysia continued to take strong action against corruption. The MACC has investigated and arrested many individuals, including politicians, government officers, and corporate figures who were found guilty of bribery and abuse of power. This case showed that corruption still exists, but Malaysia enforcement is becoming stricter each year.
The Act includes several important sections such as Section 16 and 17, which illegal to give or receive any kind of gratification. Another important one is Section 23, which focuses on the public official who use their position for the personal gain. And we must not forget about the Section 17A, which introduced the corporate liability, meaning company can be punished if the employee commit any kind of corruption. This law ensures that both individual and organization can be held accountable for the corrupt act.
My name is Muhammad Aris. Next is my part, which is the main law that governs corruption in Malaysia, is the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission Act 2009 Act 694. This law was created to give full power to the MACC to investigate and charge those involved in bribery, abuse of power, or misusing public funds. The MACC can face asset for businesses and bring offenders to court. That's all from me.
After investigation, corruption cases are brought to the Malaysian courts. Usually, the case is handled by the Deputy Public Prosecutor (DPP) and tried in the Session Court or High Court, depending on the seriousness of the offence. The court will decide the punishment based on the evidence and the total amount of money involved.
If found guilty, the offender can be sentenced to prison, fined heavily, and have their illegal assets confiscated by the court. Even attempting to give or receive a bribe is already a crime under Malaysian law. The court often imposes heavier punishments to deter others and to show that Malaysia does not tolerate corruption at any level.
Apart from giving punishment, Malaysia also focuses on prevention. The MACC works with government and private sector to promote transparency, honesty, and good ethics. Many departments now have their own integrity units and chief integrity official who monitor employees' behavior and prevent misuse of power.
Under Section 17A of the MACC Act, companies must have strong preventive measures like staff training and anti-bribery policy. If they fail to prevent corruption within their organization, the company itself can be punished. This shows that prevention, education, and awareness are equally important as punishment in creating corruption-free society.
In conclusion, Malaysia enforces strict laws and punishments to fight against corruption. Rare cases such as the 1MDB scandal have shown how serious the impact of corruption can be on our country. The law applies equally to everyone, no matter how powerful they are. Therefore, prevention and integrity are the key values that we must hold and build a transparent and trustworthy nation.